Hi everyone, it's Tracy from Downward Dog Rising. I'm here to give you a yin workout tonight, yin yoga. So join me for our first workout of the new year. So we're gonna just start off sitting in our easy pose, Sukhasana. Root down into the bottom of your pelvis so you have equal weight on each sits bone. I want you to take a deep inhale, bringing your palms together at your heart, just feeling centered and feeling balanced in the present moment. All right, let's just stay centered, grounded in the present moment as we do our yoga session tonight. Hands to heart one more time. Take a deep inhale, bring palms together, and then exhale. All right. Place one hand by side, stretch arm to sky. Inhale, open that whole side up. Now take the other hand by your side and stretch the other side of your waist. Root down to those sits bones. Rise up, two more each way. Lengthen your spine and stretch. Come back in. Lengthen your spine, little side bends. And one more time, rising up, sinking down. Lengthen apart. And last one, just gently rising up as you sink down. And gently come in. We're going to start off with a little butterfly stretch, which is our Baddha Konasana. Place the feet together. Allow those thighs to just rotate out, back and down. Maybe do a couple little moves, up, down, up, down. All right. So you want to feel equal weight through each half of your pelvis. Gently let those hips open out. Bottoms of feet can come up to sky. You're just going to sink down as you lift to the top of your head. Stay here and breathe. Going inward, feeling centered, feeling grounded. Being in your energy, rooting down into yourself. Feeling secure. Breathing in. And breathing out. Just feel how you're gently easing into the stretch. This is great to open the hips. Loosen up our low back. Press top of head to sky. Maybe do a little hinge forward from those hips. Keep your spine reaching long. Maybe you'll stretch arms to sides. Go a little deeper if you can. Let's take another deep inhale here. And slowly lengthen head away from tailbone. Draw your knees together. Take your hands by your sides and do a little windshield wiper from side to side. Get those hips to release. All right. Next, what I want you to do, bend one knee in. Bring the bottom of your foot to your groin, to the inner thigh. Sink into your sits bones again. You're rising up. Now I want you to turn your breastbone, your sternum, towards the middle of your thigh. And then I want you to just elongate up, sink down through your pelvis, lengthen up. And we're gonna flex our foot, stretch, make sure your hips stay on mat. And we're gonna flex over the front of this thigh. And just stay here and breathe. Go to wherever you can. Without lifting up either half of your pelvis, stay here and breathe. Just doing a little variation. Or half butterfly. Half forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Just stretching head away from tailbone. Ribs apart. Feeling rooted, grounding to the earth energy. Feel your back pull apart. Back of that thigh lengthens into the mat. The front of the thigh lifts off your knee. It's active. Maybe you'll hip hinge further once you feel a deeper stretch. Feel the energy of the low back opening apart as you decompress your spine. Maybe you'll flex foot, maybe you'll reach for your toes, your ankle. Pull your breastbone through the arms, lengthen that spine. Go a little deeper if you can, meeting yourself on the mat. One more deep inhale here. Slowly, you're gonna rise up through the spine, come all the way up, fold that left leg in. You take the right leg, other side. Maybe you're doing opposite sides, so switch, whatever works for you. Bottom of foot coming in towards groin, inner thigh. Your sits bones are down, you rise up, elongate up as you sink the energy down into the earth. And now I want you to turn your breastbone over the front of this thigh. And it's common, it's perfectly natural if one side does feel tighter than the other. We're trying to bring balance and symmetry into our body, into our life. And now you're just gonna lengthen forward. Keep the breastbone long, flex your toes, and you're slowly gonna start to stretch from the hip, lengthening up, and you're gonna start to hip hinge forward. If you have any knee issues, you may have to move your ankle further away from your pelvis to help any knee issues. If you have pain, chances are, if you move your foot further away, the pain will release a little bit. It'll lessen the degree of bend on that knee. So your breastbone's reaching long over the front of that thigh. Your foot is flexed, and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel that point where you really can't go any further without force. And then you maintain. You lengthen through it and breathe into it, creating spaciousness. Again, sink your energy down into the earth, reaching it up all the way through top of head. So we want to lengthen apart two different directions, bringing our energy from the earth up into the astral realms. So you're just elongating, bring the breastbone through the two arms, stretch apart. If we want to manifest, our energy has to be grounded so that we can manifest what we desire. Breathing in and breathing out. Flex that foot. Go a little deeper by hinging at the hip. Feel how your back starts to stretch apart even more as you lengthen top of head away from tailbone. Soften. Go deeper. pull apart. Lengthen breastbone through arms as you hinge a little deeper. Keep rooting down into the root chakra, Muladhara. Lengthen apart. Go a little deeper if you can. Maybe you'll grab your foot, your ankle. Stretch over that thigh. Take another deep inhale here. And one more inhale. And gently lengthen head away from tailbone as you come back in. Excellent. Now we're going to go into a little caterpillar. But before we do a caterpillar, we're going to do a little table just to reverse counter the pose. Press your palms into the mat to get the shoulders to drop. Draw the inner thighs together and lift and press your hips to the sky. And just really engage your glutes. Inhale, exhale, send that energy down the front of those thighs, past the knees, past the toes, open your heart. Inhale, exhale, one more time. Stretch and gently release down. And just give those knees a little shake. All right, so we're sinking into the bottom of our hips. If you felt tight here, or if sitting in Dandasana staff makes your pelvis pull back and you feel like your hips tighten and then your pelvis rolls under you, take a yoga blanket, a folded up blanket or a yoga block and just sit on it like that to increase the distance here and increase the distance there. And then once you do that, you can flex your feet, draw your energy down into the earth, lengthen up, and then we're going to slowly just hinge over the front of our thighs. You can reach for your shins, your ankles, and I want you to think of those inner thighs wrapping, turning out to those outer hips. Reach for the ankles, maybe your pinky toes, and just slowly pull on those pinky toes. Pull the feet forward and back. And then your breastbone stretches up. And just stay here and breathe in our caterpillar. Soften into the stretch. Go to where you can't go any further. Sides and neck are long. Pull your heart through the arms. Go deeper into the stretch when you can. Feel how that low back pulls apart, two different directions. Reach top of head away from tailbone, do a little hip hinge forward. And soften into the stretch. Feel how it's calming on our spine to open up the back of the spine. Calming effect. Keep stretching spine apart, head away from tailbone. sinking into the earth. Go a little deeper if you can. Another deep inhale. Softly release. And slowly stretch top of head away from tailbone. We're going to unweight the shoulders, sides and neck are long. And I want you to press firm into your heels. Draw your abdominals into the back and just press down into the mat so you can lift the legs, lift the hips, and just take a couple breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling, little reverse plank. Inhale, exhale. Now you're opening the front of your spine to counter the pose we just did. Breathing in. As we open the front of our spine, it's energizing. Breathing in, breathing out. And one more deep inhale here. And gently release pelvis to mat. All right, I want to do something to strengthen your back for back lumbar stability. Come down to your mat, and then I want you to reach behind your thighs, abdominals streamline to your back, roll down, spinal segment each one, and then you're going to be on your mat. And what I want you to do, if your heels are too close, it's uncomfortable on the knees, and the alignment, the mechanics won't be proper. So you got like inch your heels out a little bit, and then feel how there's space along the low back against the mat. And we never put weight into the neck. It's more across the blades, across the center part, mid-back, your back of the arms, palms push down, all four corners of your feet push into the mat. And when you get in the right spot, feel how there's openness across your two collarbones. And then your arms reach long. Now, just lower the hips straight down. 9 more. Up. Lower down. Use your core and your glutes. 8. Down. 7. Lift hips to sky. Down. 6. And down. Lengthen your spine. Really tighten the core. 5. Knees aligned. Second toes. 4. 3. Tighten core all the way in. Engage those glutes. 2 more. Chest open. And last one. Lift. And down. All right. Next, hug your knees in. Heel up, inhale to the space between your two shoulder blades and release. 2 more times. Breathe into the space mid-back between your shoulder blades and release. And 1 more time. Keep your low back on mat. You could do this with head down, extra support, hands under hips, back flat, neutral, heels together into a V. And you would just kick your legs out 45 degrees back on mat, pull them in to work your core. So if you have osteoporosis, you don't want to lift, do that. If not, keep your elbows wide, do a little head float up, your chest is open, and then you keep that back on the mat, and then you hug your knees in, and then you really get the air out of the lungs. Exhale. Feel your back long into mat. Exhale. And 7, little frog press. And 6, keep those elbows wide. And 5, 4 more. 3, back is long. 2, last one. And gently come in. All right. Now once you come in, I'm going to ask you to cactus your arms to your sides. And then I want to keep your hips in alignment with the knees. We don't want to go low. We want to go in hips in line with knees. Modified, you would just gently go to one side without totally rotating. Or you could twist. If you have any low back issues, you're not going to go completely over to the side. You're going to keep those knees lifted a little bit and keep length in your back. Make sure shoulders stay on mat. Maybe you'll look apart, opposite direction, doing a little spinal twist. Breathe into the sides of your ribs. Expansion. Chest is open. So we don't want our knees to drop too low where it hurts our low back. Just keep that alignment at 90-degree angle. Breathing in, breathing out. Lengthen spine into mat. One more deep inhale here. And slowly bring knees back to center. Maybe you'll just make sure hips are in line. Shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Cactus your arms one more time. And then your knees and your hips are aligned. We're going to go to the other side. If you have any low back issues, you can always just stay centered with your feet and just drop a little bit to one side without fully doing the full twist. And then what you do, you make sure that your shoulders stay down and back. We're just making sure that we have our support. We're lengthening apart. Breathing in, breathing out. If you want a deeper stretch, you can have your head turn, look the other way from the knees. If that's uncomfortable on next, stay neutral in the center. Really expand into those ribs. Spine is long. One more deep inhale here. So you're just getting this whole side to open. Breathing in, breathing out. Deep inhale and exhale. Gently, you're going to come back center. Okay, now once you come back to the center, what I want you to do here, you're going to lift the knees up. Feel how tailbone is centered on the mat, equal weight. And again, if you have osteoporosis, you don't have to curl up like this. We can hip hinge. We just don't curl through the center thoracic spine. You could keep your head flat and do scissors for your core. Abdominal scoop in, breathe out, tighten the core to your back.